Hi everyone, there is a new No Man's Sky update. It's called No Man's Sky Remnant and it introduces a lot of cool new features, one of them being a gravity gun. And this update is a lot more about features and added missions and stuff to do in the game and less about performance, but there are some Steam Deck specific and handheld specific things that they have improved on. So with this video we're gonna go through that. I'm gonna show you how the game performs on the Steam Deck in 2026. Without further ado, let's get into it. So as always with these No Man's Sky videos, I'm going to show you the settings I am currently running. I have this on a 45 FPS lock. In my last video I did a deep dive and tested a bunch of different settings, and 45 FPS was the cap that was really consistent. It will drop between 45 and 40. Most of the time when you're flying with your spaceship it will be 45, but on some planets in the ground it can drop to 40. The actual settings, we have texture quality set to enhanced, animation quality set to enhanced, shadow quality set to standard, post-processing to standard. These two are very heavy hitters in terms of performance, so unfortunately we can't really put them on enhanced. For volumetric effects and terrain tessellation, I have these on enhanced, and planet quality, water quality, and base complexity, I've set these to standard. Now, planet quality and water quality, these can vary a lot. For example, water quality, you can put this a little bit higher, and for planet quality, it really depends on the planet. Base complexity, this is where the game will really hit hard, especially on a lower end device. If you have a huge base, you want to leave this to standard because it will lag a lot. Unfortunately, I have not really played that much, so I don't have a base to show you. For anisotropic filtering, we've set this to 1, which is the default, and for GTAL, it's set to standard, not enhanced. And for the AA, we're using FSR2 set to balanced. And this will give you, as I said, pretty consistent results between 40 and 45 FPS. Yes, there will be some dips, a little bit of stutter, but it should give you a pretty playable experience. Now, the new update comes with some really cool stuff, such as a gravity gun or your own truck. You basically can make a truck and you can move material with it. It's really cool. I'll show you some of the trailer here. In terms of performance, not much has changed, to be honest. However, this update specifically targets a lot of handheld users and a lot of handheld devices, and they have improved the layout and appearance of unlockable technology trees, especially on handheld devices. So the actual navigation in the UI should be a little bit better now on a handheld device, where you would probably mostly play with the analog sticks and occasionally with the touchscreen. And with the touchscreen specifically, they have fixed an issue that prevented touch input from being detected on the Steam Deck. I have not really had to use the touchscreen when playing this game, but I guess that's an option, and it used to be bugged. Now it's working as intended. I do remember that there was an issue with some of the UI elements being cropped out. The patch notes now specifically say that this has been fixed on handheld devices. A lot of glyph icons, a lot of UI interface that has to fit on a smaller screen, this has been addressed and fixed in this new update. On some occasion, you would need to use the keyboard, specifically the virtual keyboard on the Steam Deck, and there was an issue with that. This has now been addressed as well and has been fixed. In terms of actual performance, stability and optimization, they have done a lot to fix how the game runs on the Switch and Switch 2, which I have not tested as I do not own these devices, but it should now work better. There has been an update specifically to the clouds. I'm not sure if I can showcase it right now because there aren't that many clouds here and it's nighttime. But they do have a before and after on the website, which we can take a look at, and allegedly the clouds now look better, but they also perform better, so they're not that heavy on performance. They've also added support for DLSS 4.5. If you have an NVIDIA GPU that supports that, you can take advantage of that. Overall, some very small performance improvements, not that big of a difference from the last update, but it's really cool that they have targeted handhelds and have made specific improvements to that. In terms of if I had to compare it with the last update, it still pretty much runs the same as it did previously, and it's a pretty good experience, especially if you cap it to 45 or 40 FPS and you turn on lossless scaling. You're gonna have a pretty great time with this game on the Steam Deck. In terms of battery life, again, not much has changed. It's still around 2.5 hours on the OLED. So unfortunately, I'm not able to show you any of the new cool stuff like the gravity gun, but I will try and post some clips from their actual trailer. From what I understand, you have to have played for quite a while and have to have acquired quite a few items and currencies in order to get that new gravity gun and the new missions. But if you are somebody that regularly plays this game, you probably know how to do that. And if you were wondering how it runs on the Steam Deck, it still runs pretty good. And now there are some specific UI fixes for Steam Deck and for handheld devices. So that's gonna be it for this video. A bit short this time, not a deep dive like the last No Man's Sky videos, but I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. And if you did, consider leaving a like and subscribe to the channel for more Steam and Steam Deck content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.